foundation routine, or really one of my foundation routines that I have been doing for the last few weeks. This is just going to be one of them. Right now in my rotation of foundations, I'm using 3 different ones at different times. And this is just going to be part 1 out of 2 or 3. So let's just jump right into my foundation routine, because this foundation routine, I am able to keep my base on looking flawless all day. And I am talking from 5 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. So if you want to see how my face stays on all day, just keep watching. So I would say normal to dry skin as I've gotten older, even though I'm only in my mid-20s. My face in the past 2-3 years has gotten substantially drier. I'm not oily anymore. I used to be combination. Now I'm definitely dry, and I do have to moisturize very well as hydrate from the inside very well. These last few days I've been noticing that my skin's been drier than normal, and that is due to my water intake, which I know it's totally true. What you put inside your body manifests outside your body, and I did not like drinking water. It's a little bit hard for me, so I've been trying to intake more of it, and it's definitely been helping my dry skin feel more hydrated. Along with that, I do a mask about once to twice a week, a hydrating mask, whether it be a sheet mask, in which my favorite is the Bio-Collagen. I'll link it down below. The one that's viral, pink mask that you stick on, fall asleep on basically, or fall asleep on the airplane with. That I really do like. I think I'm using something from Peter Thomas Roth right now. Again, I'll link it down below. It's like the quenching hydrating gel. It's in a blue container. I'll link that also in my bio so you guys can check it out. But that you leave on for 10-15 minutes and then wipe it off with a damp towel, and your face feels very hydrated afterwards. So I've been enjoying those 2 masks as of late. I do hydrate with a moisturizer as well and a toner. The toner that I'm using is I'll link it as well, is the Hada Labo Premium Skincare Toner. Super hydrating, use it morning and night, and that's a wonderful hydrating toner. In terms of moisturizer, I've been using the Dalba Intensive Moisture Cream or Double Cream in the tube instead of the one in the container. I do see a difference in the tube, but that's for another day. So a primer that I've been using lately, in which I do have many primers that I do like. One of them is the Gucci Silk Priming Serum. I do really like this one. It's very nice on the skin. Does make your face feel silky. A tried and true and favorite of mine, or 2 favorites of mine, are luxury. Are the Chanel Multi-Use Illuminating Base and the Blanc Rosy Light Drops by Chanel as well for an illuminating primer. For a cheaper alternative, which is something I like, but it's not a favorite of, but I have been using it lately. I think it does something. It creates good lasting power, obviously, but it's a cheap alternative, is the e.l.f. Power Grip primer. And I do like to layer my primers, so for the sake of this video, I guess I'm just going to use almost all of them. So we're going to start with the Gucci one. I usually do 2 pumps. Everyone usually likes to do 1. I like to do 2 because I feel like my face is large and that the primer, even though it should just cover, your T-zone, I feel like it needs to go all over your face in order to create that long-lasting setting Power. Okay, using 3 because my forehead and my nose need some. This is a really lovely primer though. I will say, if you like luxury, obviously if you like luxury, I say go for the Chanel ones first and then go for the Gucci one. But the Gucci one is truly a lovely product. The Chanel ones are my favorite. This just creates a beautiful glowy base, and it is obviously rosy toned. And so you can see that, and it's just creates the most glowy lip from within shine on your face. And I will use this sometimes with just a concealer on, and it's just gorgeous, and the texture is just lovely. Do you see that glow? That's good. So when I'm done priming, I will then go into foundation, which this is going to be part 1 of foundations. I like to use the Chanel. This is not sponsored. I just love Chanel makeup. It's truly amazing. The Chanel Le Beige. And this is in the color B10. I also like to use the Patrick Ta. I know it's dirty, but you can't help with the fingertips. The packaging here. The Patrick Ta foundation. And this is in the color Fair 2. Truly a favorite. I think this is my 3rd container of this. Truly amazing. The finishing powder is okay. Not a huge fan of it. I tend to use my own finishing powder, but the cream foundation is gorgeous. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to use the Chanel Le Beige. So I'll do 1 pump. You can see that it's very fluid and runny. This does provide me, say, medium coverage, and if I want, I can make it into a full coverage. For day to day, I do prefer a medium coverage, buildable though, because I like to be able to build my foundation, and sometimes I just want to use a foundation. Other times I will layer a concealer on top. It just depends on my mood. This is just a beautiful foundation. It lays gorgeous on the skin. It's very, I'd say it's natural. Yeah, I'd say it's natural satin is the finish of this. It's just gorgeous. Here I'm using the Shiseido Kabuki brush. I love this thing, totally compact, super small. I'll link everything that I use down below. The Dermatology Medical Grade Concealer in the shade, here it is, the shade Fair. This is a lovely sunscreen based concealer. So you can use this throughout the day and apply it on top of itself. I'm talking 8-9 times. When I was in Arizona, I was wearing a hat and only wanted to wear this product with some sunscreen, and I applied this probably 8-9 times. I'm not joking, throughout the day. Amazing. Medium, and then you can build it up to your liking, obviously. So you can see really lightweight coverage, super nice. Oh, look at that. After I apply my concealer and my foundation, I'm going to go in with my setting spray. This is by Tier. It's the Mask Fit Makeup or Makeup Fixer. Again, recommended to me by Amazon. Really love this. Amazing. Makes your foundation last all day. It's gorgeous. What I was using before, because I think this is like 26 bucks on Amazon, I was using the Urban Decay All Nighter before. Still tried and true, still love this. Absolutely phenomenal setting spray. Okay, beautiful. If I had the choice and I couldn't pick this up, definitely would go back to this. I have yet to find a drugstore setting spray that I like. These two dry down on your face, which is what you want in a setting spray, right? Those setting sprays by e.l.f. never dry down on me, and so I always feel like if I touch my face, it's gonna transfer, and that's my issue with those. I have not ventured out in other setting sprays. I haven't tried the Mario one, but this Tier one, I literally douse my face in this, and that's how my face stays all day. So while that dries down, I'm gonna go in with my contour. And the contour that I've been using lately is by Fenty Beauty. It's their cream contour in the color Amber. This is a lovely contour for pale skin. I also recommend the Dior one for powders. I like to powder my face. I believe that is a very important step in locking your foundation in for the day. So I have a few options. I, first off, really enjoy loose powders. I think they're fantastic. I also really love powder foundations. I've always used powder foundations to lock in my foundation, and then I'll go in with a loose powder. Like I said, I have two powder foundation recommendations. So I have this one by Chanel. Oops, it's upside down. This is the Chanel Le Blanc powder foundation. This is in the color B10. And this is just a gorgeous powder foundation. Locks in your foundation while also adding nice coverage. So I like to use the powder puff, or I like to use a brush, or I like to use a powder puff. For the sake of the video, I'll use all three, but my favorite method, I would say, is definitely the powder puff method. I feel like the powder puff really locks in your foundation, and this just applies so beautifully. So for the powder puff side, this just adds a little bit more coverage. Beautiful powder. That's one powder foundation, which now I have applied to my face. The second powder foundation I really like is the IT Cosmetics powder foundation Celebration Illumination. This is in the color Fair. And then it has a brush underneath, as you can see. Apply that. And look at that coverage. Do you see that? Do you see the difference there? This powder foundation truly packs a punch. It does have a yellow undertone though. So if you are rosy like I am, you need to be very careful when applying this. And it just, once again, like the Chanel, lies so beautifully on the skin. And these powder foundations you can apply throughout the day to add more coverage. They don't cake on top of one another or of itself, which is a huge factor in keeping your makeup looking fresh and staying together. Moving on to the next step. What are we gonna do? Setting spray. So I will apply some setting spray again. If you can't or don't want to apply a powder in between, powder on top of your foundation, all this powder, I don't like it, do the setting spray. This is going to change your life. Just do it. And it's super lightweight, super easy. This is what you can pack in your bag, out the door, no big deal. Another powder that I like to apply on my face. And again, this is all in very light layers. I am not caking the foundation and powder on and creating thick layers. I'm creating light layers so that it looks seamless, it blends in beautifully on top of one another, and it looks phenomenal. The next setting powder that I'm going to be using, and this is a setting powder, is by Coty Airspun. This is cheap. You can buy it at the store, buy it at, I don't know, Rite Aid. Take a powder brush and go in, because you're just going to lightly press on your face. Again, really light layers. You barely want anything on your face. I also like the Halo Glow by e.l.f. The Coty is not as finely milled as the e.l.f. Halo Glow. The e.l.f. Halo Glow is pretty silicone-y, like it has a silicone-y texture to it. And I also do not think, I'm looking in the mirror in case you're wondering, it also doesn't cover pores as nicely, I feel like, as the Coty Airspun. I also recommend, so everyone's gonna think that this video is sponsored by Chanel. I would love if this video is sponsored by Chanel. It is not. I just love Chanel, and I love Chanel makeup. So this is another lovely powder. It's their powder, universal powder. Look at that, it's gorgeous. And it's in the color 10. And it's just a white liquid, like a white talcum powder. And it's beautiful. Now that my base is done, okay, what time is it? Setting spray time. So spray it one more time. Let that dry. Then, as I let that dry, I'm going to apply my blush. Now, there are kind of two ways that I keep my blush very long lasting. I just apply powder. That's what works best for my skin. And I've never really had a problem with lasting power from a powder. Another way I keep my blush on so well is by, once again, layering. However, I cannot do that because I did apply powder all over my face. But if I was to not apply powder all over my face, I would have done a liquid blush, so like the Giorgio Armani liquid blush, and then applied a powder on top, a powder blush that's similar color on top of that. And that will make your blush stay on all day. But I'm not going to do that today. So what I am going to do today is apply my favorite powder blush, which has no cap on and looks like it has gone through the ringer. But I love this blush. Is the Too Faced Cloud Crush blush in the shade Velvet Crush. It's just a beautiful dusty rose. And I love it because you can build it up, and it's super light at first. See? Super light. But you can build this up to such an intensity, and it looks so natural. I'm going to take a foundation brush that has a little bit of foundation on it. Just going to blend out the edges. That looks gorgeous. Maybe still a little bit intense for every day. There. That's a little bit better. Oh, but that is just the most beautiful blush. I have been wanting to use this Too Faced blush that's really old, but it's so cute. I can't get rid of it. Did I say Too Faced? I meant ColourPop. It's this cute, bright pink, and it's just so cute. Look how cute that is. Look how cute that is. So obviously, again, the tip of this is liquid, then a powder, unless you can find a powder that really stays on your face. And once again, what do we do after this step? Did you say setting spray? That's right. After all of this, I will usually go in and do my eyes. So I'll just do my eyes really quick and then... Okay, so that is my foundation routine. This is how I keep my foundation on all day. I hope you enjoyed. Look out for part 2 of another foundation that I use that stays on all day and what I do to keep that foundation on all day, which is basically more or less the same, but I will do a routine just so you can see how I apply it. But look out for that video coming in the next week. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something, or if you didn't, you just enjoyed my company. And until my next video, just stay well until then. Bye!